and today we're going to make a savory pie, which I normally make Easter. It's called pizza rustica. It might be called Easter pie. There's a lot of different names of it. And one of my subscribers, Renee, asked me to make this for her. So I hope you enjoy it, Renee. I've modified it through the years. Years ago when we made it, it was very heavy. And really anybody couldn't even have a little bit. It was too much. So over the years I've modified it. And I hope you like my recipe. Now I don't make pie crust because I'm not a baker. But I buy deep dish pie crusts, which are very good. You can get them in your supermarket. So what I'm going to do now, I put a fork to it, because you don't want this to be doughy. When you put wet ingredients in a pie crust that's not put in the oven, it becomes very soggy. So I'm going to put this in for 5 to 7 minutes, and then we're going to start putting the ingredients, okay? For this pie, this size, I use 5 eggs. Okay, so you crack the eggs. Be careful not to get shells. Okay, so now I'm going to beat these eggs. This needs no salt because the ingredients you're putting in here are all very, very salty. So don't add any salt to this. Okay, the next ingredient I'm going to put in is ricotta. Now I measured, I don't usually measure. This is over a cup. I would say 1.25 cups. Okay? So put that all in. Now, if your ricotta is watery, I suggest you put it in a colander and let the water come out. You don't want a wet ricotta because then it's going to make your pie watery. So we're going to mix this. And it doesn't have to be perfect because it will all congeal, all get together. It'll work all together. And now my grandson's going to come here. Say hi, Jonas.
Hi.
Okay. So now he's going to dump the ingredients. Let me explain what they are. This is an Italian cold cut called Supersada. But if you can't find this or you don't want it, you can use salami in its place. Okay, here's a spoon for you. Just dump it. We'll use a spoon to help. The next ingredient is prosciutto. These are all 1/4 cup measures that I did. Put that in. Let me just get this. Okay. This here is Grana Padano. It's a type of cheese, but you can use any cheese you like. You can use provolone, anything you like. I just happened to buy I happened to buy this, and I thought it'd be nice in the recipe. Okay. Now mozzarella, I use 1/2 of a whole mozzarella. So this would be 1/2 pound, because this is what's going to give you the nice shredding. Put that in, please. Now I have 2 types of cheeses. This here is an Argentinian, it's a Sardo cheese. You could use Parmesan, Locatelli, Romano, whatever you like. But I'm going to use 1/4 cup of this. And Locatelli, I'm just going to use a couple of teaspoons, Jonas. Just 2 of those. Okay, 1 more. That's perfect. Measurements on this kind of a pie, you don't have to be precise. Okay, and now we're going to try to get this as combined as we can. And I'm going to put a little black pepper. Just a little, couple of swerves. Now, when my pie comes out, that's dried out, I'm going to show it to you. You have to let it cool a little bit before you put these ingredients in. Okay, so see how that looks? It's all combined. Okay, I'm going to check my pie crust. Okay, I just want to show you, I took the pie out of the oven, and I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's dried out. Okay, I'm going to just keep it a few minutes to cool off a little bit before I put these ingredients, because the ingredients are cold and it'll start to cook. So after a couple of minutes, I'm going to just pour this in here, and then I'm going to bake it at 375 for about 35 to 40 minutes. You have to check it because every oven is different. And then you shut the oven door and let it stay in there for another 35-40 minutes. It has to congeal. It has to all get together. Okay, I forgot to tell you, I always put the pies in some sort of an enclosure because you don't want it to spill in your oven and have a mess. So I put it in this so I can just dispose of it when I'm done. And it has cooled a little bit, so now we're going to put everything in. It's a little heavy. And you definitely need the deep dish pie crust. So make sure when you go and buy it, you say deep dish. Every last bit. Smooth it out. And this does have a tendency to rise a little bit, okay, from the eggs. And here it is. My pizza is done. Pizza rustica, excuse me. As you can see, it's cooked. But it has to stay in the oven now with the oven shut for another hour. Now mine took a little longer than normal today. Might be weather, might be anything. So look at it. It has to have a little wiggle room in the center, but most of the outside has to be set. And then you're going to put it in your oven with the oven closed for about another hour. And then it'll be fine. The pie's out of the oven. My family, unfortunately, was dying to eat it, so it didn't stay in a full hour. So it's not exactly the way I like it to be. But these are the pies. You see all the meat in there, the cheese. And if it cools off, it's very delicious. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe to my video.